important physiology that drive happiness, such as sweat, sleep, smiling, and sex. Right now that endorphins will fire off in the brain. I discuss all the benefits of smiling more in the book, and it's just fantastic. One of the most simplest things that you can do to look better, feel better instantly without the need for a therapist or a plastic surgeon. But be mindful of the types of exercise routines that you adopt and whether or not they are long-term, scalable exercise routines that you see yourself doing for the next 95 years. In today's episode, we are going to be discussing Chapter 7 of the book, Good Problems to Have, and Chapter 7 focuses on exercise. Okay, so basically, diet, exercise, and mindset. Those are the three components, in my opinion, that drive happiness or essentially impact your happiness. I think mindset is by far the number one overwhelming factor, and that's why most of the book has mindset concepts discussed in it. However, we do dedicate one chapter to diet. That's Chapter 6, and this is Chapter 7, exercise. Hello and welcome to another episode of Good Problems to Have. I am your host, David Nima. I am a happiness coach and author of the book, Good Problems to Have, The Anatomy of Contemporary Happiness. And on this channel, our goal is to help spread happiness 1 nanosecond at a time. And we focus on diet, exercise, and mindset to help you do that. So let's talk about how exercise, which I kind of categorize as physical movement, any kind of physical movement that you do, as a primary factor in impacting your happiness. So there are a couple of important elements of exercise that I cover in the book, and I'm not going to get into all the details here, but I'm going to give you the high-level perspective here. What we're going to talk about is fitness in the contemporary world. Then we're going to talk about long-term scalable exercise routines. And then I want to focus on a couple of physical things that are very important, physiology that drive happiness, such as sweat, sleep, smiling, and sex. There's a lot of marketing that is behind the fitness industry. As an attorney myself who's consulted many fitness companies, I know this firsthand. And of course, you are bombarded with fitness ads to lose weight, run faster, all these things, that are drive to really kind of more make money than help you stay fit. One of the best examples that I cite in the book is running. The sport of running is an unnatural thing, in my opinion, going back through human history. Humans are not really long-distance runners. There's no real survival benefit to long-distance running, okay? So in the wild, for example, in animals, the king of the jungle, the lion, right, is not the fastest runner. The king of the jungle is not the most long distance, doesn't have the most endurance to do long distance running. What lions can do is get up to speed of about 50 miles per hour pretty quickly and maintain that speed for about 1 minute before they tire out. And this is critical in terms of catching prey or escaping danger. The ability to essentially sprint into a top speed, hold that top speed for a temporary period of time, and essentially hopefully you've escaped the danger or you've captured the prey at that point. Long distance running of, jogging for miles and miles over and again is solely marketed to sell shoes, okay? Nike ads promote running to sell shoes. Not to mention that the toll that long distance running can take on a person's knees. So this is just an example of modern day fitness marketing that, in my opinion, is not really that good for you and is solely drive to make money. Okay, so what I recommend in the book is to invest in long-term, scalable exercise routines. Another type of exercise routine that I personally don't think is scalable is hot yoga. Not yoga, but hot yoga. And this is where you kind of get into a very warm room and practice yoga so you can sweat out, quote-unquote, toxins. In my opinion, something like this, are you really going to be doing hot yoga for 30, 50 years of your life? That's a lot of commitment to kind of get into a car, drive over to the yoga place, do the yoga thing, pay the membership every month over and over again. In my opinion, that's not necessarily a scalable exercise routine. So I discussed some scalable exercise routines in the book, such as walking, for example. Walking, just walking. Different things that you can do with your neck and breathing exercises, things that you can do with no equipment, and you can do whether you're 14 or 400 years old, you'll be able to carry on these exercises without any kind of equipment or investment in their long-term scalable exercise routines, or maybe stretch routines, for example. Now, I'm not saying this is the only exercise that you should do, but be mindful of the types of exercise routines that you adopt and whether or not they are long-term scalable exercise routines that you see yourself doing for the next 95 years, right? Otherwise, you're potentially falling into a gimmick and it's temporary. It's going to potentially drain your wallet, not really going to help you build this long-term scalable exercise routine habit. So take a look at that and consider that in terms of some of your exercise patterns. Now, other kind of physical things that I kind of put under the exercise chapter, what I consider to be physical things that you can do to increase your happiness, real quick. Sweating. Sweating is one of the best things for your body. It has tremendous health benefits and has tremendous benefits in terms of attracting the opposite sex, such through pheromones. It's got, it helps with your metabolism. Sweating should be a critical component of your exercise practice, okay? There's a lot of stigma around sweating. There's a lot of advertising that tries to kind of, tries to discourage sweating. And that's really not good. Sweating is fantastic for the body. And I'm not going to get into the details of the benefits of sweating here right now, but you can Google it. Sweating is very, very good for you. So invest in a type of exercise routine and try to break sweat. Next is sleep. Sleep is another physical activity that tremendously informs and impacts our health and happiness, okay? I would suggest that you are conscientious of your sleep pattern and try to get good sleep because can certainly affect your happiness, okay? Then these are the kind of simple things that you can do to improve your happiness. I mean, you don't need all this kind of super complex, I think, routines and treatments that are available in the marketplace. Just try to get good sleep. Try to sweat more. The next one is smiling. Smiling is one of the best things that you can do to improve your mood instantly. It's instant injection of endorphins into the brain by nature, by way of smiling while, at the instant second, right now, every nanosecond. So definitely invest in practicing smiling. It's very good for you. As you can see, even my tone changes when I smile. And I'm telling you here right now that endorphins will fire off in the brain. I discuss all the benefits of smiling more in the book. And it's just fantastic. One of the most simplest things that you can do to look better, feel better instantly without the need for a therapist or a plastic surgeon. So I highly recommend smiling. And in fact, if you're thinking about getting facial plastic surgery and you're not smiling regularly, in my opinion, you're wasting your time. You should, and your money. You should absolutely be investing or practicing smiling routinely before you do any type of facial plastic surgery. And that's my personal opinion. So smiling is just one of the best things that you could do to make friends, look attractive, feel happy. I mean, literally this book, if it wasn't about good problems to have and the anatomy of happiness, it'd be about smiling. Smiling is such a great thing to do. Next is sex. Sex is one of the most natural things that humans participate in. And it can certainly, the studies have done that it's very good for the brain to have sex. Okay, so in terms of happiness and endorphins. So have sex. So that's roughly it in terms of the exercise, or what I call physical activity chapter in the book, which is to focus on these simple things, which is smiling, sleeping, sweating, sex, long-term scalable exercise routines, and to be mindful of marketing that is designed to sell you products and services rather than to improve your overall health and happiness. I'm David Nima, happiness coach and author of the book, Good Problems to Have. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and Instagram to GPH Lifestyle, and I'll see you guys all on the next episode.